Hello, before we begin the show, I would just like to let you know that there is a phone call played in the show, and I would like you to know that it is, unless you think otherwise, it's a dramatization. And this may or may not have happened, I don't know. Could be real, could not be. But I just want you to know it's a dramatization, a recreation, if you will. Okay, let's begin. And fuck Indiana Talks.
You are listening to Strange Label.
Hello, this is Chris Breaks. I'm Chris Breaks and my good friend John Rapp and Jake.
Yep.
Let's do this thing. We're the Chris Break Show live every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on strangelabel.com. We're also on Sundays on Indian Tune, and we used to be on Indiana Talks. People have been asking again, what the hell's going on with this Indiana Talks? I always say, what's going on with this Indiana Talks? If you don't remember, we did a whole show on it, episode 44, called Fired from Indiana Talks. This was like 2 years ago.
Pushing 3, I think, right?
No, I think it's just coming up. I think like July 1st will be the 2-year anniversary.
Okay.
And it's so frustrating, man. It got me going all over again. Jake, are you familiar with any of this?
Yeah, I saw what you posted.
Oh, well, okay. So.
I don't remember the show, honestly.
You what?
I don't remember exactly what happened.
We got fired from Indiana Talks because this guy that we were working with was an idiot. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Nick.
Yeah, Knucklehead Nick. I don't know if it affected, I don't, at the time, I had nothing bad to say about Indiana Talks. We just had a bad relationship with this Nick guy, a toxic relationship. Which, since we recorded that episode, I've learned from many other people who had very similar situations as we did. So it's not just us being assholes this time. I mean, I'm sure we were a little bit of assholes. We're not the hero of this tale.
Well, what's a hero?
I mean,
Especially here.
I probably stepped over a few lines and did some things I probably shouldn't have done. For the sake of truth. The search for truth.
You pushed the truth. You said, I'm not going to let this get buried.
Exactly.
I got to let you guys know.
Yeah, we hadn't really talked to Nick in a couple years. And all of a sudden he surfaces in this group I'm in on Facebook called Podcast Indie, which is run by, among many other people, Brad Shoemaker from the, is he from We Are Libertarians? He's a really nice guy, but I can't remember what the name of his show. Because I was too worked up, man. So this Nick shows his face, and he's trying to recruit people to come on Indiana Talks in the Facebook group.
Okay.
So I just, without saying anything, I posted our episode in there, called Fired from Indiana Talks, in case anybody wanted to hear it.
Here's what happened when we took the bait, when we took the hook.
It was a cautionary tale. We just wanted people to be aware of what happened to us.
Because we wasted a lot of time, effort, and energy for nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It was real bad. So.
Live from the state fair.
Yeah.
It was the county fair.
County fair.
And things were looking up, and then
I interviewed a judge.
Got to interview a judge.
A queen.
Wow.
Was it a prosecutor or a district attorney? We should probably call her. So she was, so Nick posted that, then, one guy, this Corey guy, said thanks, because he probably listened to it. Then I got a message from this guy named Matt, who's an admin, and he wanted to know what the hell was going on. And, long story short, he said I shouldn't just post links. I was really confused by our interaction. I couldn't tell if he was what he wanted, or if I think he wanted me to stop, but then he also said I should post the story in there instead of just a link. So I did that.
Yeah, he said post the story about it. Don't just post a link without anything.
Yeah, and then that created a shitstorm.
Oh, so you did what you were asked, and that...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But Nick did respond. He quickly deleted his comment, though, and he was like, "Oh, laugh my ass off. How very childish of you to show up in this chat, Mr. Break." Dude, I've fucking been here for a long time. Added by D. Snyder. So this sumbitch, I can't, it was just so much. It's so stressful. I don't know where to begin or where it ends. Long story short, he's threatening to sue us for slander. So Indiana Talks wants to sue the Chris Break Show for slander.
How did you slander him?
I didn't.
Exactly.
I just said the truth. That's all I did. That's all I ever do.
Yeah.
And
I thought you're allowed to do that. As far as, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I didn't see any bounds crossed. Like, we didn't say anything. All we did was say, hey, here's what happened. Here's how we felt about it.
Yeah, he says our website is full of slander on Indiana Talks. And he wants us to remove all mentions of Indiana Talks. But he said it's okay to keep his name on there. We can use his name all we want.
Yeah, which that doesn't make any sense.
This guy isn't known to make sense, John. He's not known to make sense. So then he went on a tirade after, basically somebody was explaining the law of slander. I think it was Brad. And he just, said, like right or wrong. This is a freedom of speech thing. Like I'm not going to ban anybody. And then Nick was like, well, I think you guys are all guilty by association. I don't think you guys should be on Indiana Talks if you're not going to ban this guy who's attacking me.
Dang.
Yeah. Neither one of us got banned, needless to say. Because they're real diplomatic, or what's the word? Democratic? I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass now. But yeah, so we just got into it with Nick, and then he started calling our phones, like my cell phone and John's house. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he got really, really upset. What do you say to you, John? I just wanted you to take it down. But Indiana Talks is threatening to sue us.
Yeah, or the person who says they speak on their behalf.
Yes, maybe
Which is
Indiana
Nick.
Yeah. Nick works for Indiana Talks.
Screw him.
He's a chief director or something. That means that he's representing Indiana Talks.
Let's hear from Nick's boss.
Yeah, I would love to talk to him.
We did.
Oh, did we?
So here's a phone call. This is the first one I got. Hello?
Oh, hi, Chris.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Oh, you're not the admin contact for ChrisBreakShow.com? So I'm good. I already spoke to him.
All right, cool.
What?
Yeah. Apparently he had called John and talked to John. Yeah.
He looked up the the who is information.
He's gonna sue John, not me.
Yeah, that's what he says now. He says he's gonna sue whoever owns the admin, and it's me. So he's gonna sue me.
Yeah, and he started listing off your address to you, like threatening, like if you don't do this, we're gonna take you to court.
Yeah, I mean that's frightening.
It is. It's very intimidating.
And he's a company too.
And
he's like, we're a big company. You guys aren't.
It's harassment, is what it is.
All day today, when someone was coming to the door, I thought it was a sheriff coming to serve me papers because he said that's what was going to happen.
That don't happen like that.
Well, what do I know? I'm a foolish Indiana podcaster. I'm afraid.
I understand.
Well, how does it happen, Jake?
Well, I mean, I might be deposed. You're
going to be deposed?
Possibly.
Whoa.
They're talking that way.
What's that mean?
I was an independent contractor, let's say. I was 1099, independent contractor paid.
Yeah, spit it out, man.
And someone got hurt at a site. And now those people are trying to sue this company. And I'm wondering if I need to talk to a lawyer because this company has a lawyer, but does that lawyer represent me?
No, anything they supply represents the company's best interest.
Right, but
unless you got a union delegate.
I'm an independent contractor also, so
you're gonna have to go into court to talk about that incident.
Well, they want to depose me. if I don't
What's
agree,
the problem? Don't you just have to say, yeah, this guy fell?
but whatever I say is a legal document, then I'm wondering if they can turn that around onto me since I was working that site.
What are you talking about? Turn what onto you? You mean like blame you for
Yes.
this guy's injury?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm wondering if that's a possibility.
Do you have a lawyer or something?
No. I need one. If anybody out there wants to talk to us, I'd love to talk to you.
ChrisBurkeShow@gmail.com. Jake, I don't really understand. I don't know if
I don't think they're trying to get you fired. They're just trying to get, because you were there.
they're trying to get
They're
you.
trying to save their ass.
Well, yeah.
Are they trying to get you fired or get you to pay money?
Yeah, pay money.
They want you. I thought they didn't want you to do anything. I thought you just were there as a witness. No?
Did you violate any rules, Jake?
That's how it sounds. I don't think I did. I don't really remember this situation
I think
or
you're fine,
remember
Jake.
being there.
Yeah,
But that
just
guy
plead the
might-
fifth. Be like, I don't remember this shit.
But you know,
That guy
I
might-
listen to all these podcasts, and you know,
You know what?
freaking lawyers and police, they're all snakes.
Not all of them.
A lot of them.
There's this one guy.
I don't know that guy. Yeah, not all of them at all, man. You got a few bad apples in every crowd. What? I'm gonna say this. Here's the next time. See, he called me back, but I missed it, so I had to call him. Here we go. It's Knucklehead Nick.
It's your boy.
It's your boy Knucklehead Nick. Come on. There we go.
Chris, my lawyer's trying to sue John, and I really necessarily want that to not happen.
Yeah?
Because he's listed as the admin on the website.
All right, man. Well, put us in touch with your lawyer.
Alrighty. I'll hand bring by it tomorrow.
No. You're not allowed to come to anybody's house.
Alright, well, you know, you're allowed to put your stuff on the internet. I just want to hand deliver the papers so you guys know that I'm fucking serious.
You're not allowed on anybody's property.
Okay, well, I'll have the sheriff come by and do it, okay?
All right, that sounds fine.
Alright. Well, hey, have a good one. And also, and if I have to, I have a lot of background checks on you guys, including the, speeding and also, while drinking while, intoxicated. I mean, while, driving while intoxicated. There's a lot of shit I can do, Chris.
Are you threatening us?
No, I'm not threatening you. I'm telling you my knowledge.
Well, what would you do with that information?
I don't know. What are you doing with, the information about Indiana Talks?
What information?
Same thing?
What?
the same
what
thing.
information?
Hold on.
So needless to say, this guy's an idiot.
Did he use Indiana Talks resources to look you guys up?
Maybe. I don't know. I couldn't really answer that. If it's using a company computer, then yes.
Yeah, I
Or-
guarantee
or-
you he spent company time
Or
with
a
it.
company phone. I don't think he was at an office or anything, or on the job during it.
He should be looking to take care of himself.
Yeah, but yeah, he totally threatened us.
That's why I was like spooked out about someone coming to the door, you know? Not
Well-
that there's anything to worry about, but it's just
Okay.
I don't like knowing someone's going to come over, but you don't know when. And especially if it's some police officer.
Right, I understand that. Like, if I don't go do this deposition, then they have to serve me a subpoena, which would be a sheriff showing up at my door serving me papers.
That's when you have to go in.
right. That's when I go into court, and then they ask me questions there.
Would they subpoena you if someone is... Because this is not a criminal... Like, the government has nothing to do with this. This is like a civil trial, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, do they subpoena you for that?
I don't know.
I'm not worried
Well,
about it.
this is a civil thing.
I'm not worried about it at all.
This is no government thing that
Okay.
I'm involved in.
Let's hear the rest.
Same
What
thing.
information?
I don't know. You got
what
on your
information?
website a bunch of slander and defamation of character.
There's no slanders. I'm gonna repeat what I just said there. There is no slander on there. It doesn't say anything bad about Indiana Talks. There's
Yeah.
no slander on there. It's just talking about Nick and us documenting what exactly happened when we worked with them. That's all it is. Shut the fuck up, man. That's all it is. And we called you an idiot a bunch of times. And a knucklehead. Maybe an asshole.
Which you're allowed to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's freedom of
Because it's-
speech.
So shut up and
opinion.
sit down, man.
And we tried to get him on the show, and he refuses to come on.
Yeah, we asked him to come on and talk about this. Well, he's on now. Let's finish
Yeah,
this up. Slander. Slander is when you say false information.
Okay.
There's no
so
false
what
information on
are
that
your,
website.
What about your episode from Indiana Talks? What are the citations there?
Tell me what's not true.
Tell me where you got your resources.
I was there.
Okay, and, what other proof do you have?
That I was there, man.
Yeah, it's called one person's word over another person's
Actually, there were
word.
two of us.
Exactly, but when you're doing that with a corporation, it's a big, different ballgame.
I wasn't doing it about a corporation. I was doing it about you. That has nothing to do with Indiana Talks.
No, absolutely not. You have Indiana Talks everywhere on that website. The show's name is Fired from Indiana Talks.
Yes.
Yes, so you are putting the incorporation of Indiana Talks at risk. Therefore, we have the right to come at you with everything we've got. You can change it to my name. I don't have a problem with that. But the thing is, with you involving the Indiana Talks, you are dealing with an incorporation. That is illegal here in the state of Indiana.
So it's okay if we use your name.
I absolutely have no care about it. But I'm telling you what, I already have screenshots of you doing Indiana Talks, been from a year ago, and the damage is already done. Especially showing up in this podcast group, and you are going to be prosecuted in civil law.
That sounds like a lot of fun, sir.
Yeah, I know it is.
That'll make for a great podcast. That's going to make Indiana Talks look real good, isn't it?
No, it's going to make you look real bad because you're going around talking shit about everyone.
We're not talking shit about Indiana Talks.
Really?
Yeah, listen to the episode. I said I don't know Gary Snyder. He seems like a nice
I'll
guy.
tell you what. Chris Brake's show seems to be administered by John Rapp, and he is the main person in the organization, and you're going to have your buddy go down. How good of a fucking friend are you?
You're an idiot, man.
Dude, you're a fucking moron. It says right here in the Who Is record that he is the admin and the tech contact.
Yeah, I know. I see what you're trying to do, but it ain't flying.
No, I'm not trying to do anything.
Who's that in the background?
I don't know. What he was trying to do was like pull like a cop move. Like, you're going to let your buddy go down for this, man?
Oh,
You got your buddy's back, you know? Like, you going to cop to that? You going to cop to that?
psychological tactics.
Yeah, yeah.
How can I call someone and know his address without if I don't know what I'm talking about?
Oh, no, I believe that. I know that to be true.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I'm trying to do is be nice and not do this through fucking court.
You're being nice?
I am. I'm telling you to cease and desist before I get an actual cease and desist. And then if it doesn't get down within a week, you are going to go in court.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Alrighty.
Thanks for the threats, buddy.
You're not employed by Indiana Intunes or anything like that, so for him to use their resources and look you guys up, I think that's illegal.
Well, it's public knowledge. Yeah, so then after that, after that, Nick started commenting on our blog, or on our website, ChrisBrickshow.com, on our Facebook page, even our stations page, and where else? On Google Plus.
Yeah.
He started commenting, and what he was posting
Facebook
was John's quote-unquote criminal record, criminal activity, and it was a DUI from like how long ago, 2004?
something like that, yeah. And we've talked about it on the show.
Yeah, we've talked about it on the show. In fact, we wanted to make a bit out of it where we just print up everybody in the room's criminal records because you can find them online, and we just talk about it.
That's what yeah, and then he posted that online, like, oh, did you guys know that this guy who works on this show, that's not even Chris Brake, who's the person I got in the argument with, has a DUI? Oh, like it just made him look bad.
Yeah, then he's attacking you. He threatened to do it.
He threatened to do it, and it was a promise. I did it.
Yeah. And obviously, you know.
And we had to approve the comment.
Yeah, that's the best. We put it up there. Now, the best thing about this is all this is happening in real time and publicly. So that's why it's okay to talk about this. Because it was all public, on a public forum, in a public group.
I think that's the only way to have these type of things, and that's why we wanted him on the show, but he refuses to come.
Yeah.
He's afraid that we're going to make him look like an idiot.
Well, we don't
He's
have
doing
to.
a very good job of that himself.
So then, you know, all this is happening. People in a group like, are you insane, man? Like, what's wrong with you? To Nick, you know. Then other people are like, can you guys shut up? You know, you guys are being immature. You're annoying me, you know. And the other people were coming out and saying that they had problems with Nick, and then it just turned into a huge thing. It was pretty awesome. I have to be honest.
Well, clearly we weren't the only people that
You really got to see Nick for what he is, you know. And that's all I was trying to do is just caution people, you know.
The biggest tool in the tool shed.
I didn't ask Nick to start talking, you know. Like if he's smart, he wouldn't have, you know. But I guess he's not. But the sad thing is, well, there's nothing sad about it, really. I'm just so confused. But a lot of people have been helping us out and being very supportive.
A year ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Indiana Talks is trying to sue us or threatening to sue us.
Over something 2 years
Over something that they can't sue us for. Like we don't have to prove to them that it happened. They have to prove that it didn't happen.
I want to hear from Gary on this, you know?
Well, here's the thing.
Gary ain't gonna waste his
So
time.
here's the thing. So Nuck's looking like a real nickelhead in this group chat. And then we all start tagging Gary Snyder Show and his boss, you know?
Gary Snyder's the owner
of Indiana Talks, you know? Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody on the thread is just kind of beating the shit out of Nick for the most part, while trying to remain, neutral. It was crazy. But yeah, so Gary Snyder finally came in early in the morning.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He said,
I gotta clean up today.
Yeah, he said, Nick, inappropriate venue for some of this. Some of it? He said, Nick, inappropriate venue for some of this. Chris Brake, I don't know why Nick ever brought you on, but I'm glad you're gone from our station.
Dang.
Like, what an asshole.
Yeah, that's not professional.
Yeah. I said, thanks. Wowzers, guy. Yeah.
And he's just stoking the fire.
Yeah, he's protecting his guy.
From a company. I mean, you don't want some guy on the internet scorned from you. You know, he should have apologized, said, whatever it is, what it is. Please don't,
And then each person in the group who was speaking up about this, he for some reason then wrote separate comments, just one after the other that had like the guy's name and then comma, like whoever he was talking to had his name, and then he put his email address. He just did that. He did that with a bunch of people.
He gave his email address, like, email me.
Yeah, he didn't say email me. He just put his name or the guy's name and his email address. And then, so I was like, what's wrong with this guy, man? This guy's worse than Nick. So it's coming off that way, my opinion. And I said, is this activity you allow in your business? And he didn't respond to that. And then he tagged another person and put his email. And then so under that, I tagged him and put my email. Because that's how you gotta have fun with these things. Let's see. Ew.
Yeah, today our guest, Trip Elix, he's got to stop social media censorship. That's today. It's the tweet storm.
That's our guest coming up.
Yeah.
What's he gonna talk about?
Well, this tweet storm is about stop social media censorship, but he's also talking about privacy and how your privacy is getting stolen on the internet.
Okay, one last thing to wrap this up. I'm sorry I'm talking about this so much.
It is a big deal, but
yeah. And then I said, Gary, you have some highly questionable business ethics.
I just don't get it.
And he said, you don't even know me. Goodbye. And I said, I've seen enough. So I just want to get that out there. All that happened.
Well, that's strange.
Yeah, man. Those people freak me out over there.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, I was expecting the guy to get fired or at least punished or something.
It's like if you go to
It
McDonald's.
sounds like they're just defending him like a kid, like they're defending their kid, even if the kid did something wrong. If
you go to some place and eat or whatever and they spill a drink all over you or whatever, and then they purposely slam something in your face, and then the manager comes out and you think he's going to apologize. He doesn't. He takes the employee's side and tells you to get the hell out and hope you never come back, doesn't want to know you. It feels like that. It's like, well, what? What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to talk about this on my show. And he didn't even address all the threats that Nick made, that's just weird, man.
Yeah, he was posting your DUI everywhere.
Yeah. If I wanted to be some knucklehead about it, I could be, he posted my DUI. I'll get you for this. I'll get you for that.
That's more slanderous than anything that we've done, or you guys have done.
That's what I think.
No, we weren't being slanderous. We were just telling the truth. He's making threats
Right, but posting...
and harassing.
He's stealing my peace of mind.
Yeah, go to chrisbreakshow.com to see the message he sent us, the very first one. That's the other thing. We posted that in the group.
Because he said to. He's post this on your blog.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he did. And it was a message of him threatening to sue us. But it wasn't even that. It was just weird. Like, things were crossed out. And, like, underneath where the guy's like, okay, we'll talk soon. And then it's all blacked out. It's probably him going, but we really don't have a case. We blacked it out, you know? That's my theory. You want to call our guest now?
Yeah. Hopefully he'll have a take on it. You know, he's a cyber... this guy's a hacker. A post-hacker, right?
Former hacker.
Yep, post.
Post-hacker.
Is that the term, post?
Previous, or not former, or something not current.
Not anymore.
What is that? What's a hacker?
Well, what is a hacker? There's a bunch of words for hacker, meaning, you know, compromising systems, programmer. It was originally a coined word from that guy, that Beautiful Mind guy. I can't remember what his name is. He's the one that invented it.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, well, no, the real one.
So, I mean, like, but not all. When people think hacking, I think they sometimes think illegal.
Yeah, well, a lot of the times people think it's illegal, but, you know, hackers are really the protectors of the internet. Who do you think is responsible for exposing all the government mishaps in the last 5 years?
I really appreciate, you know, what those groups are doing.
Yeah, well, you know, the other side of it too is the internet is our property. It's an open and free forum.
It's scary as hell.
Well, it doesn't need to be scary. What's making it scary is a bunch of corporations that are stealing our data and putting it online. And, you know, there's a bunch of myths about that. One, your name is your property, and these companies that steal your data from government, just like that DUI, and post it on a website for other people to see, it actually is your property. You can tell them to remove it, unless a court has it. So a third party republicizing that information, it doesn't belong to them. It's not public information. It's your name.
But they say it is. You know, apparently people think it is, right? Oh, it's public information.
Well, I mean, okay, here in our newspaper, the newspaper publishes your name if you're getting. You know.
Well, the news agencies are a little bit different, and a news organization can publish people's names and things and leave it be. But third parties that scrape that information and use it for other purposes, that's a copyright violation for one. The newspapers don't do anything.
They're intentionally trying to, like, what's the word? Defame?
Defamation of character.
Defamation?
Defamation, yeah, that's a good word. Yeah.
So Nick violated my copyright by grabbing that information and posting it online?
Well, he grabbed your information, but is it the correct information?
Actually, it's not updated. It's got my old address and whatnot.
Well, the address is another piece of information that's not public. See, your name, the only thing public is what you post yourself on the internet and your address, because it was given by government, not your name and address. That's private.
Wow.
So, you know, the whole thing about what's public and what's private, if you post it on Facebook and you make it public, it's public. Anybody can view it. Right. It's open. If you tell a website that your information is private, like in an email, and they repost it, you have an action against that site. The thing is, all of our stuff is completely upside down because of flipping corporate influence in our government and all over the net. You know, the UN is trying to censor the internet and hold ISPs responsible for content because it defames feminists.
What does that mean? ISPs are being held responsible?
Well, they want to. What they're trying to do at the UN level is make it so that governments can sue companies or corporations can control all of the stuff that's on the internet and the flow of information.
Are you speaking specifically like WikiLeaks or Anonymous or things posted in that nature?
Well, WikiLeaks, there's a bunch of people, including governments, that want to remove WikiLeaks, but you know,
yeah. Why can't they just take this website down? Do they?
Well, it's because there's not one website. It's mirrored all over the planet. So if you attack one IP address, that doesn't take it down. It's like your stuff is all basically on one site. If you mirror it and set up mirrors globally, then your information is literally spread across the internet. And you just use basic equipment to move it to another server. So the next person that tries to go to that website, oh, what do you know? It's there.
Wow. It sounds a little bit like Bitcoin, yes? No?
Well, Bitcoin is something a little bit different, and that's going against the grain of money and the way that money works. And there's a whole bunch of alternatives, too, to Bitcoin. It's not just Bitcoin that's out there.
I have problems wrapping my head around Bitcoin because I listened to, like, I think it was This American Life or Radiolab or something where, a woman was hacked. They wanted her to pay in Bitcoin and they'll give her a computer back. Like one of those, like, outside of Russia things. And she had to buy Bitcoin. And just the way she described, like, how fast the inflation went up on it just is astounding to me.
Yeah, well, Bitcoin has a different monetary rate, and I really don't follow Bitcoin all that much. I've got a little bit that's out in a wallet somewhere. And, the thing about Bitcoin and alternate currencies is actually, you're in Indiana, right?
Yeah, Indianapolis.
Yeah, there's actually, if you go north, it's like Muncie or right above Muncie, there's a little town that has its own currency. It's had it forever.
What?
Yeah, so you can spend dollars in town, but the townies all spend this stuff that looks like Monopoly money. So you change. I was there one time, a long time ago, with somebody that was a townie. We went out for breakfast. And the waitress, I bought the guy breakfast. She didn't see where the money came from, and she came back with this play money. And he took the money and gave me a couple of bucks and said, I'll just keep it. That's quite all right. And then went on for the next half hour explaining what I just saw.
What city is that again? Do you remember?
No, it's like
Bloomington?
50. No, it's like in between Bloomington and Muncie or somewhere in that area. A long time ago, I used to work on computers at industrial sites. So, and there's a whole bunch of different machine tool companies all over in your area. You know that.
Yeah, I didn't. I had no idea there was this crazy town that has their own currency here in the state. I know that we have a cemetery in the middle, or not a cemetery, a single grave headstone in the middle of an intersection.
They found 5 bodies in there.
5 bodies?
Yeah, they thought it was 1.
They dug it up?
Yeah, they moved it finally.
No, they moved it?
Yeah.
Was the son not out there with his shotgun, or what happened?
I think that guy's gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So no one else to defend their mom?
No one else to defend it, so they moved him. And then they found
man.
5 other graves that they didn't know about.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Well, it was a cemetery, and they put the road through it, so they moved all the bodies,
But one guy sat there with his shotgun saying,
You're not moving my wife's body. So they just put up an intersection around it. All right, sorry about that.
But, all these companies that are out there stealing your information. I mean, Twitter and
Now,
Facebook too.
What, if you could just explain a little bit, like, what makes that a bad thing? Like, what are they doing with that information?
Well, right now, I don't. Judging from your photographs on your website, you guys also have day jobs. So what people don't realize is that what you tweet and what you post on Facebook affects your credit report.
What?
It's all. Oh yeah, Experian is using the data that's on Facebook and Twitter and other sites.
So what kind of information? What would happen to me if I'm a big troll on Facebook?
Well, if you're a troll on Facebook or you're a troll on Twitter, you'll have a bunch of people that are really pissed off at you. But if you put a political view out that's pro or against the Republicans or the Democrats, you will change what your credit rating is.
Really?
And I'm not kidding about that.
So-
Banks use that information too to judge how likely you are to pay a loan and what your interest rate is.
Wow.
So do they raise it or lower it based on if you support Democrat or Republican or Libertarian or Green?
Well, I would imagine if you're in Salt Lake City and you're putting pro-Mormon stuff out, it would help you a little bit. But
We love Mormons on this show.
yeah, I've caught that podcast. You know, Ancestry.com is the Mormons.
Really?
Yeah, they make a lot of money by going through yearbooks and all that kind of stuff, and they sell the data beyond what they dig up.
That's insane. That's scary as hell. Which Mormons? The LDS or the FLDS?
I have no clue. I just know that one of their branches has Ancestry.com. If you go out to itsmyinfo.org, that's one of my websites. I list all the companies that are stealing everybody's data.
It's myinfo.org.
Yeah.
What's it under?
Data brokers.
Wow. So that's going to tell us who. So we go there, and you'll have a list of what exactly these people are doing and who's doing it.
Yeah, it's broken down right now to mailing list companies, regular companies that just sell data like the 800 plus, but that sell private information like, the data lookups for where somebody lives. I was thinking about, you got a cutie that's there. I was thinking about looking up where she lives, Sarah.
She's not
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Well,
Freak her out.
It's John, me, Chris. It's me and Jake and John. You didn't even know Jake was here, though.
well, you can tell Sarah and any other female that's listening to this that, you know, those traffic light cameras that are
Yeah.
all over the place?
Mm.
Well, every time you go through one of those things actually have license plate readers, and it's a computer system. It takes a picture of the car, takes the license plate out, and it sends that data to a company in Virginia called Vigilant Data Systems. And the cops use that data.
Is all this
It-
true?
Yeah, this is all true.
How many cities are doing this?
Well, Homeland Security gave grants to cities throughout the United States. And my problem with the cops using the data
So
isn't so big, because the cops are just using it one way. But for $30, TransUnion will sell you the list or the locations of where a car goes by license plate,
How do they have access to that?
we could
because they buy it from Vigilant Data.
They just buy it. You can just go and buy it.
You can go and buy anything that's collected. And this is the problem all over the internet. All these people think that, it's just for marketing. When I use my loyalty card and I walk into a drugstore and pick up my Prozac prescription,
Mm.
Experian sells that.
So they know. But see, what is that? What can
So
they do
they-
with that besides advertise to you products that are related to Prozac? Like, what do they do with that?
Well, you know, you can use it in a couple different ways. If I want to harm somebody and I have the money, I can buy the prescription information and say, oh, well, you're on mind-altering meds. Why would I hire you?
Or something far more devious, like, oh, you're on these meds, I can give you this and it'll kill you or whatever. Yeah, well, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless, but the biggest problem with all this data and, like I said about the credit information, that's a threat to free speech. Because if the company doesn't like what we happen to be saying about them, they can change our credit so that it's impossible for us to buy things. And this is the thing about credit that most people don't realize. Credit, it is designed not to make things cheaper for you, but make things more expensive for the people that least can afford it. The poor people pay more for everything involving credit. And these are the people that can't afford a telephone, but they pay more for the telephone because their credit sucks.
Right.
So they're stuck in a hole that they can never dig out of. The whole system is like backwards and upside down. And it doesn't have to be, because we can change this.
How do we change it?
Well, first, one of the big things you can do to good old Facebook, who...
Oh, hello?
Oh,
Trip?
Trip, you cut out.
damn it, Nick.
You know, I heard clicks the whole time we were talking to him. That's what they say. It sounds like if your phone is bugged.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Your clicks? Why didn't I hear any clicks? Oh, do I hear them?
It might have been the dog too.
Should we call him back?
Trip? I thought I heard him real distinctly. Yeah, I say we call him back. How do you pronounce his last name? I forgot to ask him.
I don't know, but I think it's Elix, right?
Trip Elix?
That's what I thought it was.
What's the name of his book, John?
He mentions Facebook and the line goes dead.
Yeah. That's how they do it, man. Did you hear it? There it is again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I'm... it was me.
Oh, you're bugging it.
Yeah, I bugged it. I had my phone plugged into the board, man.
That makes that weird noise?
Apparently.
His book is A Right to Property. It tells you how to fix this privacy mix. Yeah, I went to that itsmyinfo.org last night and I started filling them out. Yeah, you can go and opt out of all of the Experian and all the people that send you garbage and stuff. You can opt out online for 5 years, or if you print it out and send it to them, it's forever.
Wow.
Just opt out forever.
That works.
I don't know. That's the thing, you know.
That's an amazing tool.
Yeah, and it's all on
Tell me what I need to do again.
Just go to itsmyinfo.org and
That's Trip's site.
Sorry, call failed. And then there's a button that says take action.
I like talking to this guy,
I
man.
know.
And then there's a list. You scroll down a little bit, there's a list of links, and it's like, go here to opt out. Go here to opt out of Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, Direct Marketing Association, Innovis. I guess that's the big ones. Axiom, a bunch of them. And you can opt out of all of them. People Finders, like, this is creepy. And he lists a list of spies, basically. What he was just talking about, he said go to his site and click on data brokers, data broker list, or internet spies is one of them. And, like, GoDaddy is one.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of names that you don't recognize, but then a lot that you do.
Good thing we don't use GoDaddy.
Yeah, we got
John,
that HostGator.
We use the HostGator. How much does that HostGator cost?
You know, it's very cheap. You can get it as low as $5 a month.
Yeah, and if you type in what? Crisp break?
Yeah, you get a discount.
Yeah, 10% off or 20% off, something like that.
It's a good discount.
Yeah, so give that a shot. Wow, guys, we just did an ad.
Yeah.
I'm tired. My stomach's been hurting all day. Got a little bit better now.
We're calling him back here in a second.
Maybe I was moving around too much.
It's all that talking in that group and where you out.
Yeah, I bet that had something to do with it.
Now he's not online. Maybe he's restarting.
Okay. I kind of want to take a break.
All right.
But if I leave this room, it might take me a while to come back in here.
It's okay.
You should look up this list of internet spies.
Let's take a break.
Take a break.
All right, we'll be right back, guys. John, play some music.
I got something coming.
And make sure you put it on loop, because who knows how long we're going to be gone. I'd appreciate that. I'm waiting.
It is coming.
John? I asked you to do that?
John's
Over
full.
45 seconds ago.
It needs music.
This is unacceptable. This is immature and unprofessional, man. All right. We are back. Does my voice sound weird? Something happened? I don't know what I did. Freaking myself out, man.
Did you turn something up?
I think I did.
There.
Hello? Whoa.
Yeah, here.
Hey, welcome back, Trip.
Sorry about that. For
Yeah.
some reason, I had a computer problem, but
Oh, that's cool.
fortunately, I'm not the paranoid type to think that.
Yeah, we thought you were bugged and that the government shut you down.
soon as we
No,
mentioned
you know what?
Facebook.
It's not that. Everybody's worried about the government and surveillance stuff, and honestly, the government isn't our biggest threat. It has to do with corporations, and I wish. At times, I understand what Snowden did, but I wish he would shut up and start bringing up Axiom and Experian and all these companies that are just ripping our stuff off and using it against us.
What did you mean when it says one of the things is the endangering of our police and military? Can you expand on that? What's
Yeah, sure. Well, there's this company out of Chicago called Exact Data. It's run by this hack, Larry Organ, who,
Organ.
you know what? Yeah, he's an organ, right? He's a male organ, actually.
All right, no slander. We're in enough trouble already.
You've heard of spyware, right?
Yeah, spyware and
Yeah.
malware.
Well, spyware is stuff that's planted on a computer and spies on your actions and goes to a server someplace. Well, the someplace that I'm talking about, these are the data brokers. That is the someplace.
Exact
Well,
data.
Exact Data is a, quote, mailing list scumbag who sells things in what are called lists. So if I'm a pedophile and I want to buy a list of 9-year-olds in your locality,
Ugh.
all with blonde hair and blue eyes, good old Larry and company will sell it to me for about 30 cents a name.
Wow. That's despicable.
Now,
Okay? Larry gets his data directly from Axiom, who's the largest data broker in the world.
Now, how quick does this data get bought and sold? Because I find it weird, and it's kind of unsettling to me when, say, I'm on Facebook and I like, Deontwood. I'm liking things they post, looking at a lot of shit, their videos. And then I'm on a completely different website, and I start getting ads for, Deontwood, to buy Deontwood t-shirts.
Well, it depends on the web server and the bug or the spy that set it on the other server, because some of this stuff
who's doing that? Because I was on my phone,
Well, if you go again to It's My Info and look at web spies come generally through what are called hidden pixels. These are things that get placed on web servers. Most people don't know that they're even there. You've got some on your site.
What?
Yeah, if you grab a copy of called Privacy Badger, it's from the EFF, and put it on Google Chrome, you can block websites that are collecting your information. But that's not enough. You also need Ghostery. Which is another one that's put out by a company out of New York City that's actually part of the thing. And that is, a lot of these guys believe that tracking your information is just okay, no matter how they get the information. So by virtue of me going to your website, about 12 companies know that I was at your site. And what I mean by I was at your site is my IP address is tracked. And my IP address, since I'm logged into another server, is recorded. Therefore, I'm associated with going to that site. But if you use a public site, like, walk into Starbucks, well, Starbucks kind of screws everything up in that respect, because the IPs all get mixed together, and so does your information. That's how when you go to the lumberyard and you put in your application and you can't figure out why you can't get a job, it's because you've got 6 DUIs you didn't know about. And that's a danger of the data brokers selling background checks, because they stink.
Data, or you said that you don't even know about. Are you saying they're not real?
Yeah, they're not real. They're confused with somebody else.
Oh, man, so it's inefficient.
And it doesn't really matter to them because they sell the data. They could care less if it's correct. So this is what I started to say, and that is, what you can do to fight back is you can disrupt your own data. You know what you like. So go out to the internet when you're watching TV and you're tired of talking to your wife, and
No.
you know how you're not looking at porn, but you're looking at other stuff on your laptop. Well, start browsing for stuff you're not interested in. Extreme sports, skateboarding, women's shoes. Pick a color. And then when you see it on Facebook, chuckle to yourself. There's a lot of people that think that, signing up for other things is somehow going to magically change the amount of barrage of information that we already receive. But the companies that are responsible for junk mail, spam, telemarketing, they're all the same companies. Dang. It's all the same stuff. And there's only like 4 or 5 really big, giant guys. If you go to itsmyinfo.org and press the big orange button that says take action, you can fill that out, opt out of the marketing crap. The marketing crap, opt out. This is good old Congress, corrupt Congress. The data brokers say that they're self-regulated because they built this lobby that gives members of Congress money every time they get elected, called the Direct Marketing Association. But only about 40% of all the companies that collect information and sell it are members.
So you're telling me that what I should do for fun is go to my Facebook page and in my information box about myself, start putting things in there like Katy Perry, basketball,
Yeah, well, I went to Hard Knocks High School.
It's what?
Hard Knocks High School in Missouri.
Oh,
That's the only place I can find Hard Knocks. But listen, if you're on Facebook, don't like too many things because they literally will turn off your like button for 90 days. They sent me to the internet corner and told me I wasn't allowed to like anything for a while.
What? I've never heard of that.
I can't wait for that. I want to experience that corner.
Well, it was
Facebook
liking-
timeout.
I was liking stuff in Farsi.
Hey, I got poked today on Facebook by Wendy the Slow Adult.
Nice.
Yeah, I felt happy about that. I'm just saying.
Well, she hasn't poked me yet, but I get the porn people. A while back, I was going to write a book on the dangers of internet dating, and I looked up dating scam on the internet, and I found a site that everybody complained about, whipped out my credit card and joined it.
What?
Just as what the scam.
Right.
Was a scam? They
And-
just take your money? Fake
Yeah,
women?
well, besides having taken your money, it also had the most complicated bot that I've ever seen. You couldn't tell that this thing was a computer communicating with you. It looked like people. That was one side of it.
Wow.
And then the Nigerians popping in every 5 minutes saying that they love you and would you send them money.
I love that thing I heard on another podcast, probably This American Life, where all those Nigerian scams, the banks in Nigeria, the prince, how those guys trolled the Nigerian and he really fucked his shit up, fucked up his whole day. You ever heard that?
Oh.
It's epic. It's hilarious. You end up feeling bad for the guy. They sent him to a really dangerous area.
Well, I'll tell you, I had a Nigerian scammer that was just bugging the crap out of me, and he was using really a open Wi-Fi connection that, let's say I got good pictures of him off of his webcam, and I emailed him back to him.
Let's just say something like that happened.
That's frightening.
It sure is. Did he stop harassing you?
Yeah, he quit trolling me.
Now, how easy is that to do for someone like you who knows how to do that? Or how easy would it be for someone to do that?
It's really hard. It's easy and hard to turn off the light, but once you have control of the computer, you can do literally anything. And that's what my first book was about, Extortionware, A Hacker's Tale. I wrote the book because I found a pedophile and human trafficking ring running on Facebook. And I turned that over to the feds, and the story just bothered me. So I wrote a novel about that situation and penetrating computers and all of that. Extortionware is available on Amazon. You can order it from Barnes & Noble and any bookseller, and that's true for my other book, Do a Right to Property.
Nice.
Those are both available. The big resource, though, is itsmyinfo.org. If you know people with children, immediately go there and tell Axiom they have no right to your data. Tell Experian they're not allowed to sell your meds. Tell TransUnion to stop selling your license plate. These are important things that anybody can do. And the other side of it, too, is if these companies come back to you and say, we're not going to listen, or you don't hear anything back, I want to know about it, because I've had enough. I've had enough of being bullied by all these companies. And, there are attorneys out there that would just love to sue a mega corporation.
Yeah, very profitable, right?
It's very profitable, and these guys don't have a leg to stand on. Their big thing is 2 points for the data brokers. One is that you somehow gave permission. You give permission by inhaling oxygen, man.
Right. They write stuff like that into the law or into the terms and conditions, right?
Well, the other side of it too is you can turn them off by giving them written notice that you don't want them to have your information.
When John and I were kids, we used to use NetBus and is it Sub 7?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you ever heard of that? Trip.
Subset.
I think
It sounds familiar.
they would probably call us script kiddies today, but back then they didn't do that.
Oh yeah.
It's a program.
It's like an exe file you get someone to open and it doesn't look like it did anything. What do they call that? Trojan horse?
Yeah, it's
And
just
then-
a Trojan. You say, "Hey, check out my new game,"
Yeah,
or
and
anything.
then there's like a GUI where you can, open disk drive, look at screen watch, in real time, like webcam, all that shit.
You could talk to.
Yeah, well, you can download, go out to InfoSec and download a CD with all the current hacking tools right on it if you want. Just don't use it on computers that don't belong to you, because that does violate federal law.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, too. Violating federal law. Why is it okay that, or why is it that if I get on somebody else's computer, I violated a federal law? But when a company plants software on my computer and spies the shit out of me and sells the information, that somehow they're not guilty of a law? Of breaking the law? How is that?
They should be.
It's because they're corporations.
They wrote the law, right?
Well, they're corporations, but we have Citizens United now.
Hey, tambourine over there?
Citizens United says that corporations are people.
Yeah, well, how does that relate to this? That's a bad thing as far as I've ever heard it, right?
Well, it's a bad thing, but on the other side of it, on the Justice Department, which nobody has challenged yet, that means that a company can be charged with civil crimes.
So we could
If
sue
they're a-
Indiana Talks for punching us in the face or something.
Well, you know, your thing with a talk radio, I was listening to some of that, and you're dealing with somebody that doesn't have all the crayons aren't in the box.
Did you pick that up? Yeah.
So just kind of leave it alone.
Oh,
If you're not in your area, and I'm not, I didn't know who Indiana Talks is.
yeah, I don't know how many people do.
And why would they?
Yeah, it's not really that big of a thing, but they act like it is.
Well, they act like it is. I mean, if you've got firsthand knowledge of something and you report firsthand knowledge, it's firsthand knowledge. It's not slander unless it can be proved. I'm not an attorney, but that's pretty much the way it goes. And the other side of it is, in law, you got to prove damages.
He says it cost him advertising, or people aren't going to advertise now.
I never heard him say that.
Well, if somebody's not going to advertise because of something that some idiot said to you, then they didn't advertise. Prove that they would have bought.
Yeah, he has to prove that there were damages. I mean, how do you do that?
You don't. That's the thing.
You can't.
Right.
All right, Trip, thank you so much for coming on the show, taking time out of your day, talk to us knuckleheads.
Yeah, sure. And, it was really a pleasure to chat with you, and tell your listeners to go out and grab my books. Go out to It's My Info and disrupt your data, man.
I'm a fan of that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it is. Every time you get an ad that's all screwed up for shit you don't want, you win. You can smile to yourself. And the first of every month, I run a thing on the internet. It's called the Button Brigade. And what it is just disrupting your data for the first 5 days of the month. Click on advertiser links, click on whatever. It costs the advertisers money, because what I want the first 5 days of the month. I don't want to see any ads. I've had enough. Haven't you?
Yeah. But you get
So-
the Chrome extension to block them.
Well, I just mean, yeah, you get the Chrome extension to block them, but why do we need to hide? It's our computer and it's our internet. It doesn't belong to them.
Yeah, they're getting out of line. I'm glad you're out there fighting a fight.
Absolutely. And tell others about me. And give me a ring sometime. I'm always happy to be back on.
Nice. We definitely will.
Yeah, hey, if you ever want to talk about hacking stuff too, I'll be going to Hope in New York City July 22nd, which is Hackers on Planet Earth. So the Anon guys I know are listening here too. So that's cool too.
That's very cool. Shout out to them. We like them, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you guys have a great day.
Until they come after me. No, no, I think it's noble. Yeah, thanks so much, Trip, for coming on.
You bet. You have a great day.
You too. I like that guy.
Yeah. He's fighting a good fight,
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's so you forget how scary the internet can be.
Yeah. I just take it for granted. Like, get on here and
Yeah, that's cool to check, to disrupt your...
disrupt your data. That's a cool slogan.
I'm a fan of that. All right. Nice, John. This is the end. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Darren Stein from Indian Tune, Mike Moore from the Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks. Thank you, Brad Shoemaker. Thank you, John G. at 405 Media Group. Thank you, Kenny and... Justin? Mike. Kenny and Mike? Kenny and Mike from the Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks Internet Radio Program. Wait, they're not from there. Mike's from the Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks Internet Radio Program.
Kenny and Mike, Howie.
Kenny and Mike are from Howie at the coffee shop. All on strangelabel.com. And Rich Barker from Punk Rock Night in Million. Thank you so much, sir. Jake, who do you want to thank, buddy?
Oh, I'd love to thank Ron at Radio Mix Music, Jeremy at Couch Potato Nation,
Oh, man, come on.
Mark at Tangent Bound Network,
Jack at the Mix FM.
Suma Peter at Loud Ton Online Radio, Mike from the Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks
Internet Radio Program.
Tom at TalkStream Live,
Mike at IRA Internet Radio Network.
Toby at Radio Blitz, and the Mars Soundman at United Sound Choice. Tico at FJS Radio.
FJS Radio.
Peter at Cornucopia Broadcasting. And TJ at Deep Talks Radio.
Deep Talks.
DTs.
Deep Talk. Oh, no talks.
And Big Nate off the air at Cover Charge Radio.
Still dropping bombs.
He can't stop.
I think he got shut down, man.
They tried to. They tried to shut down the bombs.
Still blown up somewhere.
Don't say that.
Bum, 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 bum. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you play it, and I know this is recording, and